ladies and gentlemen, you know that iconic theme song. It's not as iconic as a Friends theme or a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme or even a song from Cinderella or Frozen. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the theme song for Degrassi The Next Generation, the Canadian teen melodrama that took place from October 14th, 2001 all the way to August 2nd of 2015. Most people know Degrassi for having such stars as Drake, who we all know, one of the biggest music stars in the game right now, and Nina Dobrev. She was on what I think
Vampire Diaries.
Yes, I have a Degrassi mega fan, Lisette Donaire. How's it going?
What up, Podfather?
Yeah, how's it going? So, guys, this is going to be a two-part series. We're going to talk about like Degrassi: The Next Generation, but we're going to talk really the core, like the core group, like your Emmas and Manny's and Craig and Jimmy and Paige. And then we're gonna move into the
your Mayas, your Tristans,
your
Corey's.
Janes and Holly J's. We're gonna move into that group on another recording. So I mean, let's talk about Degrassi. Basically, how we started watching.
I don't know. I was little, and I have an older sister and 3 older boy cousins. So being at my grandparents' house, I remember I would have to go to sleep early. And they would all be in the living room watching the show, and I would like sneak out of my room and watch in between the cracks of the stairs. And it was the episode where Craig was two-timing Manny and Ashley. And I was like into it. And I fell asleep on the stairs, and my grandmother came downstairs and like was pissed at me because I wasn't in bed because I stayed up watching Degrassi with them. So.
She just gave us a whole bunch of dead air.
Sorry.
I'm trying to enjoy these delicious Skittles, and she just stopped talking.
Oh, what the hell did you want me to do? Keep making up more BS? You asked me how I started watching. That's how I started watching. I fell asleep.
I mean, for me, I don't know. I think the first episode I saw was the shooting.
Oh, the iconic one.
Yeah, that happened in like 2004. I was like
2004, yeah.
Like 8 years old. I was way too young to be watching this show.
No, because 2004, I was first grade. I was only 6 years old. You had to be 7 years old.
And I looked it up when we get to Rick's character. Like, they had an actual biography for him.
Okay,
it was like 1988 to 2004.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah. You know, those mega fans.
Yeah. Because I remember going back to when I started watching it, I was only in kindergarten. And who would have thought a kindergarten is watching a Degrassi show?
Yeah. I mean, Degrassi, they dealt with some serious topics that sex, teen pregnancy, bullying, date rape, drug abuse, body image, homosexuality, domestic violence, gang violence, self-injury, suicide, abortion, mental disorders, death. Like
you can't forget about cancer.
Cancer, yeah. I mean, they dealt with
literally everything that a normal teenager would go through when you're in high school and around that time.
Yeah. And another thing about Degrassi, like, they didn't look like 21-year-olds playing a 16-year-old. Like, they looked like normal kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess let's start breaking down some characters. So let's start with Emma Nelson.
Emma Nelson. I think the very first episode is actually based on her and her storyline with Manny, JT, and Toby.
Yeah, so Emma, she's the quick breakdown of her character. From seasons 1 through 9, she was a regular. She was in 138 episodes, that's tremendous.
Well, she was kind of the main character for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's the only character from like the only kid character that was in the original Degrassi from the junior high or whatever that transferred over to the new generation.
Mm-hmm.
Besides like the adults like Spike and Snake and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, yeah, she's an environmentalist. She really cares about the earth. Go green, you know. She has an interesting run on this show.
Well, yeah, her character development goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Because she starts off as like the annoying hipster kind of girl, then to the okay, don't fuck with me type of girl, to look at me, I'm like a badass now.
Yeah, I mean, so like she really starts off boycotting GMO foods. She was a real health nut. Like she ate tofu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was really about the environment. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you want to
Go
say
green, guys, if you like food.
exactly, yeah, like if those are your beliefs, then okay. Yeah. So remember Mr. Radage, the principal?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
they just
Went at it.
they butted heads.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but then I mean, she had a lot of relationships. Sean Cameron, that's the one that was
Her
like
bad boy phase.
yeah,
Her bad
and they
boy
kept
phase.
coming back to each other.
They did.
I mean,
Do you not remember when he lived with them for a while?
he did, yeah. So let's talk about that relationship. I mean, so it's early days when Sean he's a trailer park kid. You know,
Well,
doesn't
as
have as much as others. You know, they call him trailer park boy. All
trailer
that
trash.
trailer, yeah, that
Trailer trash.
all that stuff. But Emma, she sees something in him. You know, she likes him or whatever. And then like I remember he pushes her when he's fighting Jimmy.
Mhm.
So that happens, and she's like, oh my, I can't really be around you. You know, she was shook. I mean, because like dude pushed him like, yo, my guy, what are you doing? Yeah, but I mean, they have an interesting relationship. I mean, he saves her life, as we're gonna from the shooting, as we're gonna talk about later on. They go back and forth with each other. He does live with them for a couple years. They break up. Sean steals her stepfather's computer.
Mhm.
Yeah, when he's going through his bad boy phase,
Mhm.
real bad boy phase.
Well, then he comes. Then he goes. I think it was the military, the navy, and then he comes back and he's all kinds of messed up.
Yeah,
Because there's that one episode where remember he's training, where he's training Mr. Simpson in the gym, and he like gets on his case and he breaks down
yeah,
crying.
yeah. He had like PTSD.
Mhm.
He was really bad.
Oh yeah.
He was really into cars, though. He was like a great car mechanic.
Mhm.
Or mechanic, I don't know why I said car mechanic. He was just a great mechanic in general. Yeah, so I mean, the Sean Cameron, Emma Nelson uh, love story, it was interesting. You know, one of the nice Degrassi power, or not power couple, but nice Degrassi couples.
Don't forget about Ashley and Sean. Remember Ashley and Sean were a thing for a while too.
Oh, no, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
We're gonna talk
Okay,
about
am I
that.
jumping boat too soon?
No, no, you're not. Yeah, so Emma, she also dated that Chris kid, that black kid.
Oh, are you talking about the guy
The
that Liberty ends up liking
yeah, yeah.
in like the season when they were graduating?
No, not him.
Which one then?
It was really early on. He was the hip hop kid.
Oh,
really
you're
early
right. I'm
on.
sorry. Emma had so many love interests. She was like,
Yeah.
oh, no offense, but Emma kind of got around.
Oh my god.
Emma, you would have thought Manny got around. Emma got around.
Oh my goodness, yes. So moving on from that, let's talk about the shooting real quick, and we're gonna go in depth on this,
Okay.
because this was a really game-changing storyline. So the shooting, this character Rick Murray, which was portrayed by Ephraim Ellis, he's been bullied because he did something terrible, and he's trying to make amends for it, but nobody wants to hear him. So he has this moment of glory is ruined when these guys dump this stuff on him. He brings a gun to school, and he's already shot somebody else, and he liked Emma, he kissed her, he got paint all over her, and she said, "You're pathetic, get a clue." And then he walks up to her while Toby and Sean are with her. Sean's trying to say, "Hey man, just put the gun down, just put the gun down." And Rick's like, "Already shot somebody." And then he holds the gun at Emma's face. Rick and Sean wrestle forward, and somebody dies. Yeah, so yeah, that really traumatized her, and then she's dealing with that. People keep staring at her, whatever. She can't take the snickering and gawking in the halls, so she starts to hang out with Jay Hogarth, and they go to the ravine
Oh,
in the van.
and he gives her gonorrhea.
Yes, that I was like, wow.
I remember when I saw that episode, and I asked, "Who was I with?"
Yeah, they didn't have sex. It was just oral sex,
Just
right?
oral sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was this thing where like you got bracelets or for if
Oh, it was like however many times you hooked up with somebody or
It was like
whatever
a
you
prize.
did, you got like a color bracelet, and she had a blue one, and it, yeah.
yeah.
No, but I remember when they said that she got gonorrhea. I think I was with my older cousin, and like I said, I was only like I think at this time or by this episode, I was kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, something like that. I asked the cousin, I was like, "What's gonorrhea?" And he was like, "Yeah, you were way too young to be watching this. You gotta go."
Yeah.
But I was so into it already.
Yeah, I mean that's one where I was like, "Yo, what? She has what now?"
She goes, what? Excuse me? Did I hear that right? Gonorrhea?
Yeah, and then like people keep making fun of her. They're like, "Oh, why don't we go settle this in the ravine?" Just keep like throwing jabs at her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then she also suffers from anorexia because she thinks she's.
She thought she was fat.
Yeah.
Remember,
That was hard to watch her like eat food then just go
throw it up.
Her and Manny did that for a little bit. Then Manny's like, "No, I can't do this."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's during the time she's dating Peter.
I wouldn't call it dating. I call it more of like a hookup thing.
Yeah.
It was more of a hookup.
Random hookup.
Yeah.
When she's with Peter or whatever, the new principal's son. Yeah, so the anorexia storyline, that was unpleasant to watch.
I mean, with Emma, you got all the different types of stories that you would get in high school. You got anorexia, you got her mother's dating her teacher, you got her boyfriend is the bad boy, and all this other shit. But let's not forget, and we did forget a very important thing, the first episode, where she's talking to that guy online, and she almost gets, like, raped and kidnapped.
She almost gets raped and kidnapped. Yeah, that's when Degrassi, like I said, man, they dealt with real issues. Like, don't talk to strangers online. And then she finds her father, who
who's in a mental institute.
Yeah, he took acid and hit his head really bad. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he has a mental disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wanted to find her father so bad.
Yeah. So Emma's the one that I think out of all the Degrassi characters in the next generation that had the most shit to deal with.
She did. She really did.
Yeah.
Also, she was a part of that Purple Dragon campaign where the girls looked like models or whatever. And Emma, she wore like the largest size that they had or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she makes a statement, takes off the dress, and she's just standing
full
there.
on nude.
Butt naked. Just standing there making a statement. And that was really her character. Like, she thought in the moment, she didn't think about the long term, mm-hmm. so to speak. Yeah, and then she has other relationships. She graduates from Degrassi. And then she goes on to get with that Kelly guy who they...
Oh, I forgot about Kelly. Mr. Green, Mr. Go Green.
Yeah. It was Emma, not Emma. Emma, Liberty, and Manny all share a room with Kelly at Smithdale University. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get together. They have like this biking
club.
This biking tour that they're doing across the United States. And
they end up back in Degrassi.
Yeah, in Canada. And then Kelly... they just weren't working out together, you know. What was Emma?
Don't forget. Vegetarian. Don't forget, Kelly also had a girlfriend at the time too. Remember?
Yeah.
When Emma had a thing for him.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like after that officially get together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he eats a steak that Spinner gives him, and she's like, "Really, you're gonna eat meat or whatever?"
Well, it was that, and then also other stuff. Other stuff, yeah. But the main thing was the steak because she was a vegan.
Yeah. And then going on from that, This is like the craziest thing I've ever seen on Degrassi. So, Emma returns from Smithdale, or biking, or whatever she was doing. And she gets a job at the Dot, which is the coffee house. Kind of like Central Park.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. And so she burns it down by doing something Spinner told her not to do. And this all leads to Spinner and Emma getting married.
Oh my god. Yeah, who would have thought that those two ended up together? That was,
really?
To me, that was the most weirdest forced relationship out of the whole Degrassi cast.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. I'm like,
I feel like those were the only two who came back because nobody else wanted to come back. And they're like, okay, we have to put them in a storyline. We need to give them something so they don't just look like extras in this cast.
Yeah, I mean, it was something very, very interesting. I think that's all we can talk about for Emma, huh? I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
She was the kid of a teenage pregnancy. Her mom got pregnant with her at 16, so...
Yeah. Alright, Emma Nelson, portrayed by Miriam McDonald. She did an excellent job portraying this character.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, next up, Manuela Santos.
Played
by Cassie Steele.
Known as Manny.
Manny Santos. Season 1 through 9, regular... She was in 128 episodes.
Not including the movies, though.
No, they included those.
Oh, okay. Then.
Yeah, those were all included.
Oh, okay.
So Manny, this she went through it, you know. She likes the bad boy Craig Manning, mm-hmm. But Craig is in a relationship with Ashley Kerwin, and Craig cheats on Manny. Craig cheats on Ashley with Manny.
Get the shit right.
Whoa! I apologize to the fans of the people. I know, like
he says he loves Degrassi, but he doesn't know his left foot from his right foot.
What do you mean? Are you really gonna insult me on air right now?
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
God, get a clue. I'm the Podfather.
The Podfather who doesn't know
that so
Craig cheated on Manny.
I know that
with Ashley.
I twisted my words. Okay. I apologize. Okay. Jesus. Yes, Craig cheats on Ashley.
Oh fuck! Manny. I said the same thing like you did.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Craig cheats on Ashley with Manny. And Manny gets pregnant.
Has an abortion.
Has a bun in the oven. She decides to get rid of it. Ashley finds out, and that really twists Ashley up, which we're going to talk about her later on. So moving on from
let's not forget that Manny was also on the Power Squad or the Cheer Squad,
or
whatever it was called at first.
Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad. There we go. The name changes so many times. So you can keep up.
Why can't they just be Cheer?
I don't know.
It's Canada. Eh? I didn't mean to say that. I know they get offended.
Dear old Canada.
Yeah. So she was on the Spirit Squad. Then after that, she kind of becomes known as a school slut, because she starts dressing really provocatively. She has like G-strings, like you can see them with really low-cut jeans,
with the old school like matching sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget that she did want to get. I think
was so mid-2000s.
Yeah, but she did want to get a boob job. Remember, a boob job.
Oh yeah.
Flat tummy and something else. Oh, a nose job, I think.
Yeah, she wanted like a lot of plastic surgery so she could really get into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so known as the school slut, she wanted all those things. Her relationship with JT was very interesting. She went from Craig, who was the real bad boy, to JT, who was sweet and just wanted to get to know her and liked her for her.
But at the end of the day, her and Craig were on and off so many times. There was like something between them that kept drawing them to each other until she finally was like, okay, I'm done. I gotta go.
And the JT relationship ends because, Manny thinks JT's immature, and plus he does something that we're going to talk about when we talk about his character. That was just...
that was your typical high school boy shit, though.
I never knew a guy that had one of those.
Oh,
oh my god. That happened, yeah. So then she moves over to Spinner, who is currently in a relationship with
Paige.
Paige Michalchuk, so kind of serial boyfriend stealing, Making that happen.
And Paige gets pissed off.
Yeah. Paige and Manny, that was a real Degrassi showdown.
Frenemies, or whatever you say.
And then, she has nude photos of her leaked when Peter Stone.
Yeah, but that was mostly her fault, though, because Peter at that point, and for those of you who don't know Peter is, or he's supposed to be the new bad boy. He's supposed to be the new Spinner for the newer cast. Well, yeah.
I don't see it.
Kind of. Anyway, they're at his house at a party. Manny gets drunk because she's trying to go all Hollywood. She drinks all the vodka, goes to the bathroom, and says, Peter, film me saying thank you. I think she says film me saying thank you to my fans or something like that. And she goes, I want to thank everybody. And as she starts to, she's really really drunk at this point.
She wasted.
She starts to take off her shirt and she flashes her boobs and she says, I just want to thank everybody. And Peter got what he got. Peter got porn, pretty much.
He did, yeah. Then he he just sends it to everybody.
Yep.
And really, sending those types of photos to the whole school, though, that's uncalled for, man.
Well, I guess, but...
it's high school. High school people can be very cruel.
It's high school, dude. At my high school, there were nudes sent like that.
I'm sure people were cruel about it, though. Am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know, because I wasn't really friends with the people who did that. I kind of just heard about it, so...
I kind of just heard about it.
It's not like I saw any of them.
No, nobody said you did. It's something you want to tell the audience?
I'm a good girl, everybody. I preach to the Lord. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, so, after the whole nude scandal, it was really crazy. She gets kicked out of the house by her father because she spent all that money on the credit card.
Oh, she did, for the boobs.
For the boob job.
The boob job.
Yeah, it's just...
Then she moves in with Emma and Spinner. Oh, sorry, not Spinner. And Spike.
And Snake, yeah. She moves in with Emma's family because it was just a really trying time for her. And
but then she pivots. She takes a 180 and she becomes a good girl.
She does, yeah. And then moving on later on in the series, she and Craig get back together because he went somewhere to follow his music career. Because Craig, he was a musician.
Are you sure nothing about Ellie?
No, Craig. Craig, yeah, he went off and to follow his music career or whatever, and he comes back and he has a cocaine
Oh,
addiction.
you're right. They are back. Yeah, they are back
Yeah,
together.
so she didn't
But
really.
at the same time, he was also Ashley and Ashley too. Remember?
Yeah, so he didn't really know. Like she didn't really know how to deal with any of that.
No,
So she broke up with him for good.
she
And then
did.
she finds love in Jay Hogarth.
No, that's afterward.
No, yeah, it's after.
No, you're forgetting somebody else. When she's at Smith University, she has a thing with her professor. Remember? Her theater she has a thing with her theater
yeah.
professor, and he's such an asshole. Because remember when Jay and Bob go to visit,
Yeah, that's right.
and they see because
he told her that she'd
Jay,
never make it.
Yeah, I think it was. No, it was Bob. No, sorry, Bob's the fat one. Jay had.
Oh my!
Sorry.
Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
There we go. I keep saying Jay and Bob. What the fuck did I say Jay and Bob for?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Storm. These listeners are gonna love this.
Sorry, it was Jay who had a thing for Manny, and he was like, "I don't. Why are you gonna allow him to treat you like that?" And she goes, "You right." Then she goes for. Then she goes for the other Jay.
Yeah.
Then she goes for the other Jay.
Yeah. Jay Hogarth. He was another bad boy on the show.
Well, yeah,
he was another mechanic.
He was with Alex for a while.
Alex, yeah.
And then going back to the whole he and Emma gonorrhea debacle.
Yeah, so he got around.
Oh yeah, but he and Manny were actually like.
I didn't like it at first, but it worked in the end.
Well, do you remember when he bought an engagement ring for her, and then he said it got stolen, or no, he stole it for her from the store?
Yeah. That was. And then they had like the whole going Hollywood thing. And,
the movie where he goes to follow her or something.
No, like he drives her from like Canada to Hollywood so she can be a part of this movie.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's too much Degrassi to remember, man.
Yeah, Degrassi. I mean, they had a lot of stuff going on.
They really did, though.
I mean, but the Manny Santos character.
Manny was my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to be a Manny.
She was an underdog in a way. Like you wanted her to get a win after the abortion and after being classified as a school skank.
Pretty much, yeah.
I felt bad for her. I really did.
Yeah.
I really, really did. All right, next up, this is he was a crowd favorite, a fan favorite. Let's talk about Marco Del Rossi.
Oh, Marco Del Rossi.
Oh,
the closeted gay.
Yeah, so season 2 recurring 3 through 7. He was a regular 8 through 9. He was a guest 81 episodes. Marco, this storyline was so impactful, and then
it was the first gay in the show.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was the first gay character played by Adamo. Oh, I can't pronounce his last name. I can't even think of it. His last name's not even on the script. I'm just going off it by memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Marco, coming out as gay, that was really hard for him because he I think it was the scene.
But he didn't come out though. Somebody made him come out.
Yeah.
Or somebody attacked him and he had to come out.
Yeah. It was I remember a scene they were playing basketball and he was kind of looking at the guys differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sean was like, "Bro, you checking me out?" And he was like, "No. What do you mean? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember, he was what was he? He was walking through some dangerous part of Toronto. It was like a gay district.
Oh,
because he was going to a hockey game.
Yeah.
And
someone
with the boys
just attacked him.
Yeah.
When I think he was with Spinner and Jimmy. Yeah, I think he was with Spinner and Jimmy, and that's when they found out.
Oh,
or yeah. Spinner found out. Spinner was like, "Don't touch me."
Oh, yeah, Spinner, because he set up a date for Marco and Hazel, and Marco leaves and Spinner, runs after him, and it's in this alleyway, and they recreated that scene, a couple years ago, and, Spinner keeps pressing him, why don't you, and Marco's like, because I'm gay, and then Spinner just has this look on his face like, what?
I don't like
he looked like he was disgusted with him. He kind of disowns
him.
He
was, because remember he says, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
I'm not gay. I don't like you like that.
And then he was gay bashed for, which led to the assault by that group of guys in that dangerous part of town.
Then Marco had some good parts too, because he dated Paige's brother.
Yeah,
Dean.
He dates Dylan, Paige's older brother.
I'm getting all these fucking names wrong. I'm so tired. I'm sorry, everybody. I really am a Degrassi fan. I'm just, like I said, too much Degrassi in one day.
Yeah, then Dylan cheats on him.
Yeah, and then he plays for a famous hockey team.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Tim though. Remember Tim?
Yeah, Tim. Yeah, so Tim was another homosexual
He was
character.
another closeted gay.
And Marco's dad, he found out that Tim was gay, and he was like, Marco, I don't want that boy in my house. He was like, I don't want a fag living on.
No,
Did
but
he say
no.
the word?
Marco's dad finds out when Marco becomes school president. Remember?
No,
No, the play.
the play. Yeah,
The
no,
play.
but I'm
Sorry.
saying, that specific scene. Didn't Marco's dad say, I don't want a
Yes,
fag
yes.
living under my roof?
Yes.
And then Marco's like, what if you already have one?
Yes.
And then in the play, he stops his lines to like, Dad, I'm gay.
Yes.
And then, but his dad eventually comes around. His mother had known already for some time.
His mother knew and his mother was understanding, but she kept it from the dad.
Yeah. Because, he was old fashioned. You get a wife, you have kids, stuff like that.
But Marco at the same time was also questioning himself. Remember when he went out with Ellie?
Yeah.
When Ellie was his girlfriend?
Ellie was his girlfriend. I remember those days. Yeah, so, they graduate Degrassi. He lives with Ellie.
And Paige.
And Paige, after Paige has a breakdown at
Her fashion show.
Banting. Remember when she was going to college? We're going to talk about Paige. She's coming up next.
Oh, I thought it was her fashion show. When
Yeah, he
was
lives with
Alex.
Ellie, Paige, and Dylan until Dylan goes to play pro hockey. And then Marco, he's kind of just bouncing around for a little bit.
Marco kind of just disappears for a while.
He does. Like, a lot of characters, they kind of don't have a final send-off. They kind of just vanquish. He goes to Hollywood with Paige and Ellie for Paige's big break. He had a...
No, we're forgetting... He was there for a while when they go to college.
Yeah.
And Ellie dates her editor.
Yeah. And, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, yeah, he was a student teacher at Degrassi for a little bit.
Ooh, you're right, he was.
Yeah.
I hella forgot about that.
That happened. All right, so Marco Del Rossi, that the character was interesting. Really coming for his time. Because I said Degrassi,
My mind went somewhere else when you said that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. Really coming of age.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
For his time.
Yeah, you gotta reword that next time because even the viewers might think that you were talking about something else.
Coming of age, ladies and gentlemen. It was the right point in time to add that character and their journey. All right. Coming up next is Paige Michalchuk. All right.
My god.
The Queen Bee.
Queen Paige.
She ran Degrassi.
Your typical high school cheerleader.
Popular girl.
Drama queen.
Every girl knows her. Every guy wants to be with her. All right, so
Your typical white girl.
season 1 through 7 regular, season 8 guest appearance. Season 8 guest appearances. 100 episodes.
Oh my! What is there to say about Paige? Paige was Queen Bee, like you said.
She was
Queen Bee. Queen of drama.
Yeah, she did like boys' attention, which led to her being raped at 15.
Also, which led to her to becoming a lesbian for a while.
We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, so the raping that storyline.
Oh,
she
her
was
and
raped
Dean.
by Dean. Yeah,
Dean, the hockey player.
Was he a hockey player?
Oh, soccer player.
He's soccer player. Yeah,
you
for some rival school. I forgot the name of the fictional name of the school.
It was Lake.
No, it wasn't Lakers. It was something else.
I could have sworn it was Lakers.
It started like a B or something.
Oh, I don't know then.
I don't know. Yeah, so she goes to this senior party. There's a couple college people there too, I think.
Well, no, Dean was in college.
No,
I don't think he was in high school.
Yeah, no, he was in high school. And
You
then he goes to college like during the trial or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so goes to this really rather adult party, and she goes upstairs with him, and they start kissing or whatever, and then he starts to take it a little too far.
Bardell. Sorry,
Bardell.
the school was bothering me. I had to look at it. It's Bardell High School.
And then Dean was taking it too far. She was like, "Stop," and he didn't want to, and he just went for it, and oh my god, that was hard to watch.
But okay. Sorry, because it's bothering me that we're skipping around way too much. Let's not forget that Paige had a date with Spinner that night, and she canceled it to go to that party with Dean. And she lied that her grandmother was sick.
Yeah, and the Spinner ended up being at the party. Not forget that. Yeah, that rape storyline, it went on for quite some time. I think it went on for like another season or two, with like the trial and her.
Well, no, she didn't want to talk about it at first. She told Hazel because Hazel was her best friend.
Yeah.
Hazel told her to go get checked out for STDs and pregnancy.
Yeah.
She said she didn't want to because they used the condom.
And then Ashley and Paige and Hazel and I think it was Terry or Ellie,
Yeah.
one of them.
No, it was
Terry.
Yeah, they weren't friends with Ellie for a while.
Yeah, they started that band, and then Ashley wrote
The girl band.
Yeah, wrote this song about rape, and
That's
Paige
how the
was
trial.
like, you don't know anything about rape or whatever. And then Paige is crying in a hallway. Then she tells Ashley what truly happened to her, and then Paige she used Spinner's car to
smash
Dean's car.
Dean's car, yeah.
So a lot of stuff happened there.
Yeah.
The trial, he walks away scot-free. That kind of upset me. Like, really? No happy endings in Degrassi, huh?
But that was your typical Degrassi for a while. Everything kind of like went away.
Yeah.
But
she has a relationship with Spinner, which ends after Spinner cheats on her with Manny, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
And then while she's the queen bee of Degrassi, she discovers this hunky teacher, Mr. O. Mr. Oleander. Yeah.
The yoga instructor.
Teacher-student relationships.
Oh my god.
Degrassi had it all, man.
What didn't Degrassi have? If I were to honestly sit here and go through season 1 through...
like 15?
1 through 15, including like the newer Degrassi on Netflix.
Yeah.
What the hell did they not have? There's not one thing I can't think that they did not have.
I don't know. They had every single thing you can imagine. It was crazy. Yeah, so then Mr. O, what is he? He gets fired because eventually people find out, and he goes off on some
teaching expedition or something like that.
Teaching expedition, yeah.
But they still have a relationship. Remember, he comes back and he's like all into weed and stuff like that.
Yeah, then she just
kind of gets over him and tries to get back together with Spinner.
Yeah, and then that doesn't work out. And then Alex is kind of her. Alex moves into that not really friends anymore, kind of like we're seeing each other role.
No, well, they hate each other at first. They both went out for president.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then it became a thing where they liked each other. It was like a thing for fun. She was experimenting, and she was actually like, "No, Alex, I like you. I want to be with you."
They had a. Was that the first lesbian relationship? I think
that was the first lesbian relationship.
Yeah. That was the first lesbian relationship on Degrassi. Alex and Paige.
Alex and Paige.
It worked though.
LGBT.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not forget Q.
Yes. Yeah. No. It really did. It worked though. Like they were a lovable couple.
They were.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that Alex was also with Jay. They were like the bad kid couple.
Yeah, they were. She was with Jay for a little bit, and then she went over to the
other side,
to the same team,
to the other side,
the same team. Yeah. Paige, she does have some troubles. After she graduates Degrassi, she fails at Banting, the school of her choice. That's like her family legacy is at Banting. She has like really bad anxiety. Then she gets a fashion job with some major company, and she
has a breakdown.
She does have another breakdown. She finds a romance with Griffin, who was like their other new roommate, and then she thinks she contracts HIV because he was born HIV positive. Yes, but she didn't get it. She had that HIV scare. And then after that, we don't really see Paige that much until the Hollywood special.
Where,
she's living in Hollywood, working for some actress, and then she gets a role.
She gets a role in the movie, and she's so excited.
She's terrible, and like she twists her ankle or sprains it or something, and has to be on crutches. It's just
that's when Manny takes over for her.
That's where Manny takes her role. Yeah, it was just a crazy.
That Manny Paige feud never stopped because even in the movie, they were still fighting.
Yeah, I mean that was just it was. I remember going back to like the prom or something where Paige is on crutches because like the Spirit Squad sabotaged her, and they didn't catch her, so she broke her leg. And then Manny's
wearing a dress, the same dress as her, I think.
Yeah, she's like homecoming queen or something.
Paige
goes
up to her.
Paige tries to put the crown on her, then she falls and purposely pulls her dress down.
Yeah,
and she's like in her slip or
full
whatever.
On. No, she's not in a slip. She's not in anything.
She had like no, she wasn't naked. She had like a slip.
She like a nightgown thing.
Yeah,
kind of.
I was like, whoa, wow, that's okay. Paige, she ran Degrassi, man.
She did. Her and Hazel ran Degrassi. Oh, my favorite episode, with Paige has to be where Paige, Hazel, Jimmy, Spinner, and Ellie all have detention. Like, they try to remake The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Remember
I
that?
feel like I was in a remake of The Breakfast Club. Shout out Florida Maniego.
Oh,
Yeah.
the lunchtime crew.
Don't speak of it. Yeah. Alright, so, Paige, she ran Degrassi. Lauren Collins, she did a great job.
She really did.
She made me believe in what she was doing. Great actress. Alright, coming up next, the resident bad boy. We're talking about Craig Manning. Jake Epstein played this guy. Season 2 through 5 regular, season 6 through 8 guest appearances, 69 episodes. Alright, so Craig he had some problems, man.
He does.
Serious problems.
I felt bad for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hated him for a while, but then he really grew on me, and I felt bad for him.
Yeah. So Craig, his dad beats him. His dad beats him. His mother has unfortunately passed away.
He lives with his uncle Joey.
No, it's not his uncle. It's his little sister's dad.
Yeah, but he calls him uncle, or basically dad.
Joe. Yeah, basically dad. Yeah. So Craig's dad beats him, and then it gets to the point where he goes to live with his half sister's
dad
father. Yeah, Joey Jeremiah, who was in the original Degrassi back in the 80s and 90s. And so he lives with Joey, and that's a better environment for him because remember he was on the train tracks with the skateboard and he was gonna get hit, and Sean had to push him out of the way because he just wanted it to be over.
He has bipolar, remember?
Yeah, no, yeah,
He has bipolar.
He was bipolar. We're gonna get into that.
Okay, well then I'll wait to get into that one episode. I think you know the episode I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Alright, so then of course we talked about how he cheats on Ashley with Manny. I got it right this time.
The Christmas episode with the bracelets.
I got it right this time.
Do you want a round of applause?
You know what? I'm tired of your sarcasm.
I'm sorry.
Thinking you'd be Paige Michalchuk in this piece.
I'm sorry. I'm more of a Manny.
Manny didn't run shit.
Manny. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Ran Power Squad, Cheer Squad.
She did run it, Spirit Squad.
Anyway, we're not talking about Manny.
I know.
Manny's like long over with. When we talk about Craig, you're supposed to be the Podfather, right? Get your Podfather shit together.
Just cussing up a storm.
I'm sorry.
God.
If I didn't cuss, it wouldn't be me. You might have a lot of beeps to bleep out.
Probably change that then. Yeah, so he's a musician for Downtown Sasquatch. That band with him, Marco, Spinner, Jimmy. He writes that song. Was it Dust? Because he's just he performed that really well. Actually, I was like, hey.
But that wasn't the song that they performed at Battle of the Bands.
No, it wasn't. It was a song he wrote to Ashley, saying like, I'm sorry for everything. I truly am. I didn't mean to cause you any of this pain or all this pain. Yeah.
Well, do you remember when he goes all rockstar and he trashes the hotel room?
Yeah. So get to the bipolar part. Go ahead.
Well, what else is there to say? He's bipolar. He shows it when he's on the train tracks and Sean has to push him out of the way. When Joey tells him that he can't see his little sister, and he goes to her school and he takes her out of class to go see their mom.
Oh, yeah.
And Joey's like, what do you think you're doing? You don't have authority and stuff like that.
What are you doing with my daughter?
Yeah, or when his dad is hitting him and he tries to hide it and he says that he hits himself.
Eventually his dad dies in a car accident.
And he's happy about that. Don't you remember he had no remorse for it?
You got some inheritance. So you got a nice check.
Yeah.
Or his checks. Yeah. Multiple checks.
I mean, I want to say he definitely wasn't bipolar at first. I think that starts to progress with him as he...
Yeah, he had to take therapy.
Yeah,
Ashley broke up with him.
As his character develops. I think he became bipolar when Manny had the abortion.
Yeah.
I think that's what really hit him. It's that Manny had the abortion because he really wanted that child.
Yeah.
So
it was something. He takes medicine for his being bipolar. Ashley went off to Europe.
Oh, and she finds that's when they were still together.
Yeah, she finds a new love.
This is at her mom and Toby's dad's wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, she finds a new love or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, while Ellie is still in Canada with Craig, she develops feelings for Craig. That's a romance that never officially happens.
Yes, it did. And
they were official?
There was a movie.
The Hollywood one?
Not the Hollywood one. It was another one. Where Ellie sees... It was the Hollywood one. Remember where Ellie sees Craig
Yeah, no,
when
but
she's getting the ketchup chips?
they weren't official though. They were just like
No,
like, all
they have a one night stand. Ellie goes
that's true.
Ellie goes to the water and tries to drown herself. Craig saves her. They kiss and they have a relationship. They kind of end with them at the airport, but that's kind of them having a relationship and doing it long distance.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ellie also had a thing for him when he was doing coke.
Yeah, that coke addiction. I don't know how that came about with him, man. That was just it was so interesting. So very, very interesting. Craig Manning though, a really diverse character. Would you say?
I wouldn't say diverse. I would say
Unique?
maybe not unique. Underdeveloped.
Underdeveloped, yeah.
Underdeveloped. He has this persona as a bad boy. Nobody really knew his story. I don't think nobody really cared to understand him for a while. He kind of just had this image. Oh, okay. I screwed things over with Ashley and Manny. I got Manny pregnant. Manny had an abortion. Then there's this and that. People were just looking down on him.
They were. Alright, next up. You guys may know this man as Drake. Shout out to my boy Aubrey Graham. He played Jimmy Brooks.
Call me on my cell phone.
Yes. It's crazy. Jimmy Brooks.
The man, the myth, the legend. Jimmy Brooks.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Aubrey.
Yeah, so season 1 through 7 regular episode, season 8 guest appearances, 100 episodes. Jimmy, he was the basketball star. He was
he was everything.
Yeah, he was an all-star athlete. He dates Ashley. He had an interesting haircut back then.
the little fro.
My boy Aubrey looking fresh on the Scorpion album. Go download it on Spotify and iTunes. Yeah, he dates Ashley, and then she takes ecstasy and cheats on him with Sean at the party in her house. And then that's
that infamous party.
Yeah, that's when she kind of gets shunned away and she becomes gothic or whatever. Spinner's his best friend, his right-hand man. He and Spinner have multiple beefs.
They have a fallout, remember?
Oh, they have a big fallout, yeah.
The fallout that leads up to the shooting.
Yeah, Spinner stole Jimmy's MP3 player at one point. That happened.
Jimmy also dates Hazel for a while.
Yeah, but he and Ashley get back together real quick while she's in that gothic phase. But then Jimmy wants the old Ashley back, and Ashley doesn't want that, so
he goes for Hazel.
Yeah, and then that was during the Breakfast Club kind of remake episode where they're on the rooftop and Jimmy and Hazel kiss, and so we get that couple together. They had a brief run, but it was nice, you know.
They were nice. Hazel, I don't think. Do you have Hazel on your character?
This is where we talk about Hazel.
Well, yeah, because Hazel's character was kind of under. She was like looked down on. Like her character just wasn't there. I don't think Hazel really had a storyline besides the one where she gets made fun of for being Muslim.
Yeah, she had that one, and then that
was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, she was Paige's best friend, another cheer squad person.
Yes. All right.
This and that.
So moving on from that, the shooting. Jimmy is one of the many people that bullies Rick.
Nah, yo.
No, he was one of the many people that bullied him.
At first, but then he tries to be. But then remember they're on the brain,
wacky brain.
The wacky brains.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm
jumping.
I'm
jumping the hedge.
I'm jumping chip.
You're silver hedging it.
I'm
You gotta
sorry.
stop. Yeah, so they're on the wacky brain trivia competition, and he comes to see that Rick's actually not that bad of a guy. So he defends him, and then Spinner and Jay
are in the bathrooms.
They pull that prank. They pull that prank on Rick, and they see Rick's in the bathroom. And they say, "Oh man, can't believe Jimmy pretended to be his friend." It was
Jimmy's idea.
Yeah, and then that's when Rick goes and gets the gun, and oh my god, that scene is still so powerful.
I literally
if people don't know Degrassi, they know Drake gets shot.
That image stays in my head.
Just him screaming and falling down,
and the way he falls too, because his legs crisscross, and he falls with his arms to his back, but then falls front. If that makes any possible sense.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Oh my god, that episode was that 2-parter Time Stand Still was that image is forever ingrained in my mind.
But then that's also how he became famous.
Yeah. And then, so Spinner tells Jimmy that that he and Jay told Rick that it was him, and then Spinner gets disowned by Jimmy and all of his other friends.
All of his other friends
like,
for a
you're
while.
dead to me, man. So that happens. He goes through the rest of high school in a wheelchair. He becomes a paraplegic.
Do you remember when he plays basketball as a paraplegic?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
I like that. And when Ashley and him try to have sex.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That was no. Okay. To the audience, we're not laughing at the fact that he couldn't have sex, because we're just laughing at the fact that the way she went about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's he had feelings for Ellie, because like he was really into art and she was into art as well. And then like
but that was another forced relationship.
Yeah, and then one of their little art adventures has him missing the wheelchair basketball league practice or tryout or whatever.
I think it was tryouts.
Yeah, he was like late to it or missed it or something. Yeah, and then Ashley, they rekindle, and he could. I'll use the term "get it up." He could, because remember he was like laying on the table and his physical therapist was like massaging his leg,
and he got a boner.
Yeah,
call it what it is. We're all adults here. He got a boner.
I'm a child of God. Yeah, no, so we could get a boner. Just like it wouldn't work with Ashley, and like the person who played Ashley, I think her name is Melissa McIntyre.
She wasn't that appealing.
She was a very pretty girl. She had really beautiful eyes.
If he had Manny, he probably would have gotten into that.
Oh my God,
he got Manny.
Melissa McIntyre is a very, very gorgeous woman.
No, yeah, I'm not saying she wasn't, but her character was just so odd. But her like peppy girl phase and her gothic phase, her short hair phase, her band phase.
It's just evolution, man.
Oh yeah.
Evolution is a mystery that nobody sees. Shout out Motorhead. So then they break up.
Where's Sheldon from Big Bang when you need him to find evolution?
He and Spinner open up a t-shirt business because Jimmy like draws some nice designs. They open up a business together. They get robbed.
Mm-hmm. Then he starts to make music.
He starts to make music. Oh, that's when we got to see like Drake on Degrassi. Yeah, but he'd already been writing that stuff for quite some time in his real personal life. And then like that's kind of why Ashley and he broke up, because like he was upstaging her.
He was, because it was actually her show, and he went up to sing with her. She was
getting booed, and he was saving her.
Yeah.
It was.
We needed Drake to go up. Let's not lie.
Yeah. Then I think he makes like one more appearance where Spinner gets into the police college or something. Oh, he lies about it.
No, I think he's also there when Spinner has ball cancer.
And then like that after that, Drake becomes the biggest thing in music right now. Yeah, I think that was around the time where he made Best I Ever Had.
Marvin's Room.
No, that came later.
I know that.
I know a lot of people who like Marvin's Room.
Okay, Carlos Mendoza.
Oh my goodness, why would you? God, you gotta leave him guessing. Don't just be blunt. God.
I'm sorry. After being with that Donovan guy, I'm kind of blunt.
After being with what?
After being with Donovan.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about Liberty Van Zandt.
Your typical high school nerd.
Oh my God. Okay.
Weirdo, geek.
Okay.
That is what she was called.
I mean, Liberty, she was smart. She was highly ambitious. Student council president.
She got on my nerves. She got on my nerves for a while.
Yeah. So, like, her really key storylines were she gets pregnant by JT. Mm-hmm. Because she had a crush on him for so long, and he finally gave in. And, she gets pregnant by him.
She has a child.
JT kind of breaks up with her because she's, like, over-ambitious, she's controlling.
No, but...
No, that's why he broke up with her the first time.
Yeah, but then when they break up the second time, he's still in the diapers.
He wasn't stealing diapers.
We have to say this for any kids under the age of 14. We don't want to say what he's actually... No, but then never mind.
Yeah. Never mind. So he breaks up with her, then they get back together, and then they break up again because JT's stealing opioids.
AKA diapers.
Yeah. Then they put the baby up for adoption. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of Liberty's story is... Well,
then this is when Nina DeGray, aka Mia, comes in.
Yeah, when Mia comes in...
Because this is when Lakers high school shuts down or something happens, and they all transfer to Degrassi.
Yeah, and then JT, unfortunately, he goes away. We're gonna get into that when we talk about JT. Really, gotta keep them guessing, man. Then they graduate. They go off to Smithdale University. She tries to join this sorority that her mother
Sorority.
was a part of, and they needed her to be the token black chick. Terrible,
Sorry.
terrible at basketball. She's throwing Skittles at me, ladies and gentlemen.
I would actually try to throw away the purple one because I don't like the purple ones.
Yeah, so I mean,
And then she goes streaking and she has to get her stomach pumped.
She does, yes. Liberty's character was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, coming up, another, some people may say nerd, Toby Isaacs.
Toby Isaacs was underrated.
He really was. Season 1 through 5 regular. I didn't even talk about Liberty Van Zandt. Hold on. You know, she had 102 episodes.
Oh,
Congratulations.
fuck, we forgot that.
Yeah.
I should really watch my cussing.
I know. Toby Isaacs, season 1 through 5 regular. Season 6 through 7 recurring. Season 8 he was a guest. 88 episodes. Ashley's stepbrother, JT's best friend. He's a computer geek, as people like to call him. He got bulimia after joining the wrestling team, and he needed to lose weight so he wouldn't eat. And like, guys, I was a wrestler in high school. I know every trick in the book to lose weight. It's just I never fainted or anything like that, like he did. Like, it was a serious health scare. Like, there are certain ways to lose weight. You don't have to starve yourself, you know?
Remember when he also liked Emma and they tried to go on a date?
You like to?
Emma.
He did
And they
like
tried to date.
Emma. That was really early on. He liked Kendra, which was Spinner's
Sister.
Yes, his adopted sister.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then just coasting through the rest of the series.
No, he and Holly J kind of have a thing.
Yeah. It was brief. Nothing.
We'll talk about that later when we talk about Holly J.
Yeah, nothing really serious. He's affected by what happens to JT. He released a podcast saying how he hates Lakehurst.
Oh, he and Liberty become a thing for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That literally just came up right now.
That's the ultimate betrayal of the bro code. And then he graduates Degrassi and he goes on to host robot competitions.
Because he's seen later on.
Yeah. Alright, that happens.
There's not much to talk about Toby.
Yeah, there's not. Alright, Gavin Mason, aka Spinner.
Gavin Mason.
So he gets the name Spinner because he has ADHD. Kind of off the walls. Not really. He's known as a school bully. We talked about how he alienates Marco for being gay. Talked about his relationship with Paige. His relationship with Manny. Talked about how he bullied Rick, throwing him in garbage cans and whatnot. But we're going to talk about Darcy and the testicular cancer and Jane. So, Spinner is trying to get his life back on track. He gets kicked out of Degrassi for what he does, to Rick and causing the shooting. He's welcomed back to a year later to get it done right. And he meets Darcy, who's this super Christian girl.
Christian to an extent.
She wasn't as Christian as Becky Baker.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Becky Baker is generations away from this story.
She really is. Yeah, no, but Darcy, Christian girl, she's in a friendship club, which was basically Bible study. The Bible study.
Shout out to the Bible kids at Chabot College. Y'all suck.
Oh my, please don't say that. That's rude. How rude. Different show, I know.
Oh, St. Fuller House or Full House.
Okay, yeah. So, ow! Why are you throwing things at me?
Oh, I got in my boobs!
Okay.
This is so... Oh.
Yeah, you've ruined my podcast.
You've ruined my life.
You're welcome. I'm here all week for that. No, but yeah, Spinner, he was an interesting character, man. His relationship with Darcy. She kind of felt pressure to
have sex with him.
Yeah, to keep him happy, but he said, you don't have to do any of that.
Secretly, she wanted it though, not him.
Yeah. Then we move on to when he finds out that he has testicular cancer. I think his father had it. Did his dad? I think his dad. Yeah, his dad had some kind of cancer.
His dad had cancer, but not testicular cancer.
So he finds out he has testicular cancer. Then he goes through a really trying time. He can't keep anything down. He's always throwing up, going through chemo.
He tries medical marijuana.
Yeah, shaves his head. This is around the time he starts dating Jane. No.
He and Jane are friends at first. He's still with Darcy, and then he ends up cheating on Darcy with Jane.
Yeah. Well, he gets with Jane, and Jane really kind of helps him through it. Yeah. It was a really trying time for
it really was.
Spin Mason.
It really was though.
Yeah. So I guess that's why he threw up in the Drake "I'm Upset" video. That makes sense. It makes sense to
I
me
don't know
now.
how that didn't make sense to you.
It didn't because I hadn't seen Degrassi in years. Like
Oh.
after JT's demise, I
After JT
kind of
dies.
fell off. Yeah. Spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just joking.
I mean, everybody knows though.
Yeah. So
They have the memorial for him.
Oh man, I still watch that. Brings a tear to my eye. No, but yeah. After all this, he finally graduates Degrassi with Jimmy. After they get held back a year for all the stuff that goes down.
Jimmy doesn't graduate. Jimmy kind of just drifts
No,
off.
he graduates.
Oh my gosh, he just kind of drifts off.
Yeah, he graduates with like Emma and Manny.
Oh,
and
you're right.
Yeah, and then we don't really. Spinner's kind of in the mix with the Stooge or Studs or whatever that band's
The
called.
Stooges.
Whatever that band's called.
The Stooges.
He's their drummer, like he was for Downtown Sasquatch.
He would.
And then
That's because he's dating Jane.
yeah, that's because he's dating Jane. And then he finds out that Jane cheats on him with Declan, which was the preppy rich kid that we'll talk about in the part 2. And then that's where the whole Emma.
You're missing like hella stuff. God, it's pissing me off.
Okay.
He works at the Dot.
He does work at the Dot.
He becomes hella good friends with Sav and Peter.
I mentioned that he worked at the Dot when we talked about Emma.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that was like 56 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. He does become good friends with Sav and Peter. We'll talk about them in the next part of this podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in the New School podcast.
Yeah. I mean, so the whole Emma marriage thing, that's what I really want to talk about here.
Yeah, that was...
It just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, she cheated on him? Like, nobody deserves to be cheated on. Like, adultery, that's not cool. You shouldn't cheat on anybody. But it's like...
And then he forgives her.
It happened...
He forgives her.
Like, a long time ago. And, like, dude, like, you cheated on Paige. Like, I'm sure you could understand. And then, like, it's just over. And then he gets with Emma.
But don't forget that they get married in Vegas. It was a joke at first. Then they actually have a thing for one another, remember?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, I actually love you. I want to be with you. Okay, let's get married.
That's one thing I will never understand. I just won't
That
get it.
relationship, like we were talking about earlier before we started the podcast, was forced. These two kept recurring in Degrassi. They didn't know what they wanted to do with them. So they're like, you know what? Let's give them a storyline. Let's make them have a love story.
Give them what they want.
But the audience didn't want that.
The audience didn't want that.
The audience
You're
didn't
right.
want that.
You are right. All right, next up. Oh, this one hurts. Let's talk about
Is it JT Yorke?
Let's talk about JT.
My heart breaks to 50 million pieces, especially for Mia,
JT.
aka Nina Dubre.
James Tiberius Yorke. Oh, my
No,
God.
don't even say the full name because I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cry. I still remember the scene when he gets stabbed.
Yes.
By Johnny DeMarco.
It wasn't. It was
Johnny DeMarco's. Oh, his friend. His friend.
Yeah.
But Johnny DeMarco was still there.
Season 1 through 6 regular, 83 episodes. If you see him today, he doesn't really. You can't recognize him. It's like,
no.
Yo, what
he
happened?
aged.
He did,
He
yeah.
hella aged.
So JT, he was the class clown, always cracking jokes. He was the school mascot. Yeah. That.
My heart. We need to skip him because I really want to cry right now. We need to skip him.
He was my favorite character.
He was
one of my favorite characters.
He was a Degrassi beloved.
Yeah, it's a shame. So, talk about the Manny thing. So he feels like he can't live up to Craig.
He can't.
So Liberty's brother Danny Van Zandt
gives him that snake
gives
thing.
him a penis pump.
Yeah, the snake penis pump.
Yeah, because he feels like he needs to be more equipped to deal with Manny. And then she catches him in the act in his room of doing that, and that leads to the breakup and all of that. We talked about his date with him dating Liberty, and she gets pregnant because the king-sized condom that he had slipped off.
Did not use.
It slipped right off.
Sorry, did not work well, I mean.
He works at a pharmacy, and he starts selling opioids because he has to provide for his family now.
Well, that's because they were going to keep the baby at first.
Yeah, he has to provide for his family. Like, he steals them from his job, and then he takes a whole bunch of them and tries to commit suicide.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That doesn't work, gets his stomach pumped. It's not that easy to go away.
No. And then...
Yeah, then the baby's given up.
Right? And then, like, Emma, I think it was Emma I said, he does a complete 180.
Yeah, the baby's given up for adoption, and he starts dating Mia, who has a daughter.
Oh, I love Mia. I think Mia and he were so perfect. I know everybody loves Liberty and JT, but I do not like them together at all. They were not OTP.
What was Mia's daughter's name? Isabella or something?
Bella.
Yeah. Yeah, so he forms a relationship with Mia and has a good relationship with the daughter, and then
Mia becomes a model.
Yeah, then season 6, Rock This Town. That episode, I remember I watched it live when it aired, 2007. I was like 11 years old. I had a tear in my eye.
I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about this.
No. It was Liberty's birthday that JT threw for at Emma's house.
Because he still secretly loved her.
Yeah, this was like one of the most interesting analogies. He was talking to Toby. He was like, Mia's a meatball sub. I really like it, but I'm craving oatmeal, referring to Liberty. And then
I remember thinking that out of all the things for food, he said Liberty was oatmeal.
Hey, oatmeal is comforting. It's there for you. It'll fill you up.
It's really rolling my eyes at you.
Oh, okay. And then Toby tells him, go get your oatmeal. Go get you a nice big bowl of oatmeal. He goes over to his car.
Oh my God. And he finds
Johnny DeMarco, and then
his friend is pissing on his car.
I think his name was Drake. I think that guy's name was Drake. The redhead kid, is pissing on his car. JT's like, haha, very funny, you slay me with your humor. And then, oh my God, this scene. He's like, oh yeah, mascot boy? Then he flips out the knife, laugh at this, runs up to him, stabs him right in the back. Johnny DeMarco's like, dude, what the hell did you just do? And then, oh my God, he runs off. They run off, and Liberty finds JT as he turns his back, and he just slides down his car and falls onto the ground. I realized he was laying in pee. I'm like, oh.
He was laying in pee.
That's kind of mad. That's really disgusting.
Stop. This makes me so sad.
And then the hospital scene where, oh my God, they needed a family member to talk to. Toby was like, I'm his brother.
I'm literally gonna start crying right now.
Don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh my God. I don't want to see that. And then, the doctor was like, his aorta was punctured. There's nothing we can do. I'm sorry, your brother's gone.
That scene broke my heart.
One of the best Degrassi scenes ever.
That scene broke my heart way more than when JT got stabbed. I want to start crying.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And Sean hit the thing. He was like, I'm going to kill him. And then you have this scene of like Toby, Emma, Sean, Manny, and Liberty, the OGs, hugging as they grieve for their friend. And then, they have that memorial service.
And then they give him
that song. It's just embedded in my mind.
And then they give him the little memorial rock
at Degrassi. And then when they graduate, they put the cap down, and then they move the tassel over, saying he graduated with them. I was like,
oh my God,
oh my, it hurt.
Literally, those few episodes where they were dealing with his death.
Oh my, it was here.
Killed me. Like, it broke my soul, my spirit, my heart into pieces.
Unfortunately, a friend of mine died a few years ago. He was gunned down, and I saw the similarities. Man. It's heart-wrenching. It really is. It really changes.
Rest in peace, JT Yorke.
Rest in peace, James Tiberius Yorke, man. Ryan Cooley did an amazing job.
He did. He played that role. He took that role and made it something spectacular.
It was awesome, Then he would be like in a little mini webisode series and talk to Liberty as a ghost, and I was like, oh my God, it hurt.
That hit my... I can't talk about this anymore.
All right, last up for this OG cast, Rick Murray, played by Ephraim Ellis. He was a recurring character in season 3, recurring character in season 4. He was only in 10 episodes. We have to talk about him because this character changed the shape of Degrassi.
It really did, though. It changed what Degrassi is all about.
Yeah. So he is in a relationship with Terry. Was her McGregor, right?
Terry McGregor.
Yeah, she was played by Christina Schmidt, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Terry was a kind of a larger girl, but Rick, he liked her for her.
She was still hot, though.
Yeah, she was cute. No, he liked her for her. But it becomes an abusive relationship where he doesn't, like, are you choosing them over me?
Just because she wanted to go to a sleepover, I think, with Paige and them.
Yeah, and he couldn't go, girls only.
He was that guy in, like, those old school, back in the day type of relationships where he would mentally, physically, and verbally abuse her. Yeah. And then make it seem like it was all her fault.
Yeah, he would like smack her wrist would be bruised, and then...
And she would try to hide and be like, oh no, he loves me, he doesn't do this.
Oh my, girls, like, if you ever have a guy like that, seriously, run away, please.
Or talk to someone.
You talk to someone, like, it's okay.
You deserve better.
Yeah, you do. The Podfather's open if you deserve better. I'm here.
Unless his ego is being tested. I would know.
Okay. So yeah, Rick he pushes her, and she hits her head
She
on
hits
a
her
rock,
head on a rock, and
and
she's in a coma
she's
for a
in a
couple
coma.
years.
Not a couple. Yeah, it was,
For 2 years.
no.
Yes.
It was like a year.
Nope.
Because I remember she wakes
It
up.
was 2 years.
Was it really? Wow.
God.
I remember she wakes up, and yeah, she had like a couple scenes where she talked in the hospital, and then that was it. She was just gone. She transferred to another school. That was the explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he leaves Degrassi because of that, and then he comes back to show people that he's changed, and oh my god, he just gets constantly bullied. He gets thrown in garbage cans or dumpsters rather. He draws an X on Spinner's car with black spray paint, which
Mm-hmm.
leads to the whole thing at the Wacky Brain contest where Rick is up there in a suit. You know, he's having this moment of glory.
Okay, this is the only time I'm ever gonna say you're right, and I'm sorry. It was a year.
Yeah, I'm always right. You're always wrong. No, yeah, but
Anyway,
Rick, he's having this moment of glory. He wins the trivia game for Degrassi, and just yellow paint and feathers just pour down on him, and I felt
it was kind of supposed to be like a Carrie scene, minus the pig blood.
I felt so bad for him, man.
I feel bad for
But
him too.
like Ephraim Ellis, like if I could ever interview that guy and talk about like that scene, because I listened to him and Shane Kipple, who played Spinner. They did commentary over that, and they were talking about each moment, and like, oh my god, he did an amazing job.
He
Like,
played that role.
his mannerisms and the way he softly spoke. He was like, I don't want to talk about it. Like that was awesome. Like he goes home and gets the gun
Puts
and
a gun and
walks. He's still walking around in the
with
paint.
the paint, the feathers.
Yeah, he's like, for the once I actually want to be here today. And the thing I find, like the reason why he didn't change, because once he went into Degrassi with the gun, he was never coming out.
Oh, he knew.
He knew.
He knew. He knew that
Yeah.
that was his time.
So then when he shoots
It's
Jim,
kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen that show One Tree Hill.
I saw a few episodes. Was it Chad Michael Murray?
Chad
Right?
Michael Murray.
Shout out.
They kind of have the same episode. Sorry, I know this is about Degrassi, but
Yeah.
there's kind of an episode where there is a character in there who brings a gun to school because he was not bullied the exact same way like Rick, but kind of something similar happens. He
Yeah.
brings a gun. He knew he wasn't walking out that day.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy that happened. I mean, and then we talked about the scene where he shoots Jimmy.
well, yeah,
was
remember
like,
Hayes was going crazy in the classroom.
Yeah, like you stabbed me in the back,
I'm gonna shoot you in the back.
and then he
Jimmy's
points-
running away,
and he just points up and he turns his head
And
and
he-
he pulls the trigger and pow. God, it was something
And then
crazy.
that episode just had me in shaking
that-
and chills.
Like Degrassi, they had like little dramas here and there, but that storyline, the shooting at Degrassi, it changed the landscape, and then they just after that they just went for all the drama.
They did.
Yeah, so one character can truly affect a show in the long run. Because that airs in 04, Degrassi's still on until 2015.
Not even 20.
No, it had that run.
Yeah, well, sorry, because I'm thinking of like the ones that are on
I'm
Netflix.
talking about the Next Generation as a whole.
Oh yeah, so
So, like,
2015.
An 11-year run after that,
Yeah.
and then he's still referenced here and there.
Oh yeah, he's in the web one.
Yeah,
Where he comes back as a ghost.
little webisodes, yeah. He's still referenced here and there, so his character had an impact, man.
Oh yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where I'm going to end it here.
Yeah, that's a lot of Degrassi to talk in like.
An hour and 8 minutes.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, we got more for you guys. Stay tuned.
We do have more. We'll probably record that like next week.
Probably.
Give us some time to let it breathe. Let it breathe.
Let it sink in. Let Phillip
it go.
watch Degrassi Next Class on Netflix. Gotta let him catch up.
We're gonna talk about Jane, Holly J. Sinclair, Sav, Allie,
Claire, Allie, Connor,
Eli,
Casey, Jenna,
Campbell Saunders, Adam,
Drew,
Adam, that one.
Becky.
Becky.
We
Baker.
got so much to talk about,
You
ladies
kind of
and
remind me
gents.
of Becky Baker.
I know, fucking Christian girl,
Mike,
praising the Lord,
what?
saying Jesus Christ.
Whoa! What did you not just say that on the pod earlier?
Say what?
That you were like a child of God?
Oh,
Yeah,
You're
ladies
right.
and gentlemen, I apologize.
I'm sorry.
I need to choose wisely about the people I bring on this podcast, I know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Turn the Effing Mic On. I am turning it off for now. Enjoy the Degrassi theme
Whatever
song.
it takes.
Stop singing.
Whatever it takes, I'll I can make it.